Good evening and welcome to Fairfield Ludlowe High School for the presentation of tonight's FCX matchup between the Wilton Warriors and the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons right here on the HAN Network. I'm Frank Renito and I'm joined alongside by Mike Suppy. We've got Kevin Coleman down on the sidelines. Nasty weather out there tonight, Mike. It is very windy, an on and off rain falling out there. But we've got a great football game on our hands tonight.
Oh, for certain. This is the definition of hitting weather. This is fall. The fall is in the air tonight, and both these teams are going to feel the effects of this weather.
We can see the opening coin toss going on right now. You've got Tommy Chandler, Will Melbourne, who is injured and not playing tonight, and Aiden Cudsey out there representing the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. On the other side, we can see Colin Carroll along with his teammates TJ Kadzierski and Joey McFadden, an injured captain over there. Ludlow's won the toss. They will receive. Mike, Ludlow comes in 0-3 on the year. Wilton 2-1. Both teams coming off tough losses. Let's start with the Falcons. What do they have to do to bounce back?
They need to limit the turnovers tonight against the Warriors. They've turned the ball over 6 times across 3 games, and that needs to change tonight.
Let's go down to the sideline now with Kevin Coleman. Kevin, let's first start with what are the conditions like right now down there?
It's not too bad. The wind has died down, and so has the rain. There was some rain before teams entered the field. It's died down a little bit, but so far so good. But so far, I think both teams should be happy with the weather. I know they're excited to get this game going. I'm just over here next to the Ludlow bench right here, and they're all amped up to get this game started, guys.
Kevin, Ludlow has had a lot of trouble tackling on the season. Who's a player for Wilton who we could see break out due to some missed tackles?
I think Will Litton Jr., the running back for Wilton. I think he's going to be strong tonight, so you got to look out for him.
Another thing to remember, Litton has thrown a touchdown pass on a halfback design play this year. Wilton is rocking white from head to toe tonight. They've got the helmets, jerseys, and pants with the blue. There will be working from the left side of your screen to your right. Ludlow, the blue tops and blue helmets over the white pants as we get set to get this one underway. Will Sullivan to do the kicking duties tonight. And that will be the first time we see a ball fall off the tee. Coming in to help out his teammate is Joseph Pazzi. As we get set to start this one off, this one of 7 games being played in the conference tonight, as Sullivan's kick is up and over end, landing around the 15, and we are underway. Looking to take it to the right and find a seam before cutting back into the middle and meeting a wall of defenders was Brian Howell. Howell has already returned an interception for a touchdown on the season. Only a sophomore participating in this Ludlow offense. And here come the Falcons now, led by Josh Evans at the quarterback position. Mike, who is a big-time player for this Falcons offense?
Well, it's Cudsey. He's the big play guy on the outside. He's got a 68-yard touchdown, a 92-yard touchdown already this year. He's a big play threat, and he's going to be looking to get some space out here tonight.
Trips on the left side. They motion back to 2x2. Fake to Beeson. Throw the scheme out to the left, and there's Cudsey. He makes the catch and then is met by a wash of white jerseys. After a gain of, we'll call it less than a yard. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Good idea, though, getting Cudsey involved early on there. They try to motion across and get a blocker out in front for him. Great pursuit from the defense.
Yeah, definitely. Just try to establish some rhythm early.
So 2nd and 10 now. They go inside with Beasley. And he's stopped immediately at the point of contact in there to make the play. Colin Carroll, the senior captain. Christopher Polino as well.
And a Wilton defender came out of that pile with the ball there, was motioning to the ref that he recovered it, but the players, they blew the play dead.
So now 3rd and 10 coming up. Opening drive for the Falcons. They have struggled on their opening drives this season. They'd like Cudsey on the left side here, and that brings them into a trips formation. Closed off with a tight end at the top of the screen to the right. Beasley to the bottom. Quick slant, fired. Making the catch there was Michael Logan, but he's going to come up short by about 5 yards. And we'll see what Coach Camara wants to do here. And the punt unit will jog out. So a gain of 5 yards, 2 completions, nothing going on first and second down. Good to see him get something there on third down. But what were your original thoughts on that drive?
Well, not what the Falcons wanted on their opening drive of the game. They were looking to establish a tone, but instead it was the Warrior defense that established a tone, forcing the 3-and-out.
Howell will do the punting. Good snap, rolling to his right. Looks like it might be a design fake. Trying to get to the outside. He's got room. He's got the first down and then some. Good job there by Howell. Got the corner, able to break around the contained man, and it's enough for a Fairfield Ludlowe first down.
And again, Howell was the guy you mentioned, only a sophomore. He's made a lot of plays for the Falcons so far through 3 games, and in the 4th game he makes another big play.
Will Parisi has checked into the game with the offense, joining Beasley and Evans in the backfield. Lined up as a wingback up in front. They give to Beasley, trying to follow behind, and stepping up, making the play there was Stephen Nobles. Good job by the senior linebacker.
Again, no room to run for Beasley there. Around the right side, it was just nothing doing.
Let's go down to Kevin Coleman now. Kevin, before that 4th down play, was that a designed fake call, or did it look like Howell might have called his own number?
That was a designed fake call just over here on the Ludlow bench right next to Coach Camara. He was amped up after that big 4th down conversion. He was amped up after that. So that was a designed play, guys.
Howell catches the bubble out in space on 2nd and 15. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's clear to see that the Falcons are intending on keeping Howell involved in all 3 facets of the game. We expect to see him on defense as well.
Again, the Warriors with a 3rd and long situation here. They're going to try to get off the field. It's going to be big for Ludlow to try to cut down on these 3rd and long down and distances that they've been facing.
It's a twins formation at the top of your screen, tight end wing on the bottom. Option play here. Pitch out to Beasley, looking to get ahead of steam. He's up towards the first down marker, and he is going to have enough for the first. Aggressive play call there, staying on the ground on 3rd down, but the option pays off as they got Beasley out in space. Great patience there from Evans, the junior quarterback.
Oh, for sure. It was a long pitch by Evans there. He pitched it a couple yards laterally there, and it was Beasley getting those shoulders level and flying through the hole there.
Great start here for the Falcons, who will definitely focus on trying to control the clock and dictate the pace in this one, trying to keep up with the 2-1 Warriors. Same formation. They flip the twins to the bottom of the screen. Design quarterback run. Looks to hit it inside, and squeezing down from the corner position there was Will Litton, as his name is called for the first time today there on the tackle.
Again, that's a couple yard pickup on 1st down there for Ludlow. It's not a bad thing there to get a few yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust mentality, although they only got 2 there.
On and off periods of rain and lots of wind are expected here tonight from Fairfield Ludlowe. We just passed the 4-minute mark. Ludlowe has converted 2 first downs up to this point as they are facing now 2nd and 7. Fake the bubble. Come to the slant route behind it as Evans connects with Cudsey.
Again, a nice play call there by the Falcons. They just those quick hitters inside to Cudsey and Howell. It's definitely something that's working so far.
We saw them go to the bubble the last time they ran that. This time they hit the slant, and that is a 2nd and 7 play that goes for 15. Count it for a Ludlowe first down. They're now inside the 35, continuing to drive. They go to Beasley inside in between the tackles. Made his way up to the 2nd level before being wrapped up by Liam Sullivan. Looked to be in on the action. Correction there. That was Matt DeLiza along with TJ Kadzierski, who helped bring down the junior.
Not a great spot there for Ludlow. It looked like he got a little bit further up the field than the 2-yard gainer.
2nd and 8 now coming up. Beasley alone. They try to go with the outside the tackle run. Fights his way forward to pick up another 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 now coming up. As this drive approaching 5.5 minutes now. On Ludlowe doing well here early on. Kevin, you have to figure that they are in 4-down territory right now with the play calling we've seen.
They are, and they can't really they should definitely go for it on fourth down at this point. No point in trying to go for a field goal. They are pushing the ball really well. I like what I'm seeing with Beasley right now. They seem to be handing the ball a lot off to him, so we're going to see a lot of that here on this drive.
The Falcons are driving into this heavy wind at this moment in time. Another design keeper here for Evans up the gut, but he's met immediately. Good job stepping up and filling the hole was Harvey Alexander for the Warriors. And it will go for no gain, 4th and 5 coming up.
This is where you just got to get the ball into the hands of your playmaker and hope they can make somebody miss.
Do you give Evans a pass option on this play, or do you commit to the run on this one, Mike?
The way Beasley's been running it, I would keep it on the ground.
We'll see what they go with. 2 tight ends. They motion a man across. They go with that same option play from before. Evans is going to keep it himself, and he is going to come up short. Oh, the drive will stall right around the 27-yard line, and the Warriors will take over. They're not going to like the end result, but a pretty good drive to start this one out by the Falcons. They eat up over 6.5 minutes of time, and they showed Wilton that they will be able to move the ball on them tonight.
Yeah, they established their offense there on the opening drive. They picked up a few first downs, kept the chains moving, and there's some positives they can take out of that.
Wilton will line up in a number of formations that will seem foreign to today's FCAC, where they go underneath the center with quarterback Matt DeLiza. The give right away inside to Witten, and there was a sea of blue crashing through there to make the play. Leading at the point of attack was Kyle Stodd.
An I formation, you don't see those every day nowadays.
Great defense from the Falcons on first down as it goes for a loss of 4. I liked early on Fairfield Ludlow's commitment to the run because we saw Staples last week, who has had success, ran for 400 yards, did the records against the Warriors as they go fullback dive inside.
And again, you're not going to be able to really drive the ball downfield through the air with this wind unless you have a very strong-armed quarterback.
That one was given inside to Harvey Alexander on the fullback keeper. He gets 5 back, so it'll be 3rd and 9 coming up. DeLiza has not had to throw the ball too much this season. They like him as a run threat too, something to keep an eye on, but they come out in the Twins formation. And they go with the counter to Litton, stucking through and at least influencing the play at the point of contact there was Martinez Zaruba. And coming in to clean it up was John Amato as that goes for a loss of 2. 3 and out for Wilton. Credit the Ludlow defense. And Brian Howell goes back deep to receive the punt off the foot of Tommy Costello. Good snap, plenty of time. Correction there, it was Will Sullivan, the punter. Howell going back, signals for a fair catch, muffed the kick. Falls on it at the 34. That is where the Falcons will take over with 3:37 left in the first quarter. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman. Kevin, what is the atmosphere like on that Ludlow sideline after the 3 and out?
Actually, pretty positive. Coach Camara was clapping his hands, getting his offense, trying to stay positive. He kept telling Josh Evans and Javion Beasley, keep your heads up. You guys are great players. He's just trying to keep the offensive positive. So that's what I saw down here, guys. Back up to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Ludlow trotting onto the field for their second series. We want to take a quick moment while we've got the chance. Thank a couple of our partners here. The Hospital for Special Surgery, along with Carl Chevrolet, Walter Stewart's in New Canaan. Just a couple of companies who have partnered up with the HN Network for our fall broadcast season, making all of our work possible here. As they went to Beasley on the counter give, picks up about 4 on the play. It'll give the Falcons 2nd and 6 as they continue to have success on the ground early on.
Yeah, Beasley kept the pile moving there. It could have been easily stopped for no gain, kept the legs churning, and he picked up a few yards, which is something Ludlow's had success doing on first down.
Ludlow will line up in a lot of shotgun formations, but this is a team that is committed to the run game. Both teams will be run-oriented throughout the night as immediately inside Beasley immediately wrapped up and brought down, this time by Martinez Zaruba. What a good play there from the junior defensive tackle.
And again, like you said, lining up in the shotgun, you're asking a lot for your linemen to hold those blocks while they establish, those lanes. And it's sometimes hard to do when you have big linemen up there like Martinez.
So 3rd and 5 coming up from the Ludlowe 40. Fake the give. Look at the bubble for a moment. Evans now flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble and will finally be wrapped up. Altogether, he loses about 2 yards, but the Warriors defense all over the play call that time. They tried that fake bubble with the slant behind it again, and both routes were covered there. And so the punt unit back onto the field now for the Falcons. Howell to receive. Litton will be the return man. Keep in mind, Howell on the fake last time. This time going to kick it. Gets off a high end-over-end kick. Trotting deep to receive was DeLisa. He's going to let this one roll out. It will be down at the 20-yard line there by Beasley. So the Wilton defense stepping up to the task this time. Mike, we talked about how big of an issue tackling was last week for Ludlowe. That didn't seem to be the case, though, on that first drive tonight.
No, so far so good. I mean, the guys wrapped and drove to the ground, which is what how you're taught to do it.
So 1st and 10 coming up. DeLisa under center. Litton deep in the backfield. Offset in front of him is Harvey Alexander. They give to the fullback inside. Alexander makes it through the original line of scrimmage before being wrapped up after a gain of 5 by Will Parisi. In fact, call it a gain of 7.
And, speaking of the wrap there, Parisi wrapped him up, held him up for P.J. Egan to come in to finish him off there, and that's the way you teach it.
Credit the fullback driving his feet through contact. Brings up 2nd and 4 now. It's a minute 19 left to play here in the first quarter. Scoreless game. Warriors on offense for the second time tonight. They go back to Alexander again. Fighting forward this time. He's going to be about a yard shy of that first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
This is an offensive coordinator's dream, this down and distance, 3rd and 1. Everything is out in play.
Alexander checks out. Joseph Posey coming in. Check that. Alexander stayed in. He took out one of their tight ends. Alexander and Litton in the I formation behind DeLisa. Play action rolling out to their left. DeLisa's got plenty of space out in front of him. Picks up the first down marker. Then is wrapped up and run out of bounds by Ethan Berry. But not before Wilton picks up their first down of tonight.
Warriors keep the chains moving.
Gave DeLisa the pass option, but he looked like he was comfortable running all the way. As we're under 20 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for Wilton. They do not need to snap this play, excuse me. But they will. The give inside to Litton. Breaks through the original line of scrimmage, stumbles ahead and falls forward. We'll call it a gain of 6, and that will do it for the first quarter of action. It's Wilton 0 and Ludlowe 0. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more high school football right here on the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Players have access to soccer, lacrosse, football, baseball and softball, field hockey, rugby, basketball, volleyball, and social game facilities. InSports has also launched an early childhood development program, a daycare and pre-K program all rolled into one. Don't miss out on the fun. Find out more at insportscenters.com or call 203-268-1214. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to the HAN Network. Second quarter of action underway here from Fairfield Ludlowe High School. The Falcons and the Wilton Warriors scoreless at the end of the first. We just saw Alexander right there on the fullback dive again, picking up the first down. Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast, Kevin Coleman. Kevin, how's life on the sidelines right now?
It's good. Coaching staff here with Ludlowe are keeping things very positive. They keep on saying, great quarter, guys, great quarter. Let's keep up. Things are looking good down here so far. We've got a great, tight game, guys.
As they ride Alexander again inside one more time. Thank you, Kevin. Mike, it appears that Wilton has found a little bit of a weakness in the Ludlowe defense right now as they're attacking that front three with Alexander from the fullback spot.
Yeah, the bruising fullback Alexander, he's getting some nice, powerful runs there. He's keeping the chains moving for Wilton, and this is just what they wanted right now.
So it will be 2nd and 7. Following that first down play, 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and 1 lone receiver at the top of your screen. Give to Litton this time. Tried to knife his way through the defense, but he's wrestled down after a gain of about 3, and we'll see 3rd and 4 coming up now for the Warriors here.
If you're the Falcons, you got to watch out for the play action here. Wilton's been establishing the run, and they're just probably jonesing to take a play action quick hit here.
We saw that play action on the last 3rd down, and it was, DeLiza who decided to keep it himself, scrambling out and rushing for that first down. We talked about how big of a threat he can be in the run game. I-Pro set. DeLiza under center, dropping back. It's a straight pass. They go to the hitch route on the right side, climbing up and making the catch. Well done there, as that was Thomas Stasko. That was Robbie Herman for the Warriors, making the first down catch. No run option on that one. They sent DeLiza back and threw the hitch route to the right side.
And he didn't do his receiver Herman any favors there. He hung it up there, and Herman went full extension to make that grab and get the first down.
Good concentration. The first big catch we've seen made here with the wet atmosphere tonight as they go right back to the ground game. Litton bounces off the wimpy tackler, and then is wrestled down by the secondary, 3rd and 4th defenders who make their way to the point of contact.
Again, Wilton trying to establish that run. It's been working for him on this drive.
Both teams very intent on winning the line of scrimmage battle. It'll be 2nd and 8 now coming up. Wilton comes into the game 2-1 on the season. Fairfield Ludlowe 0-3, looking for that first win of the year. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Play action fake. Dropping back, looking to go up top. DeLiza comes up short. Herman goes up over his man and makes the catch, and he's wrestled down at the 1-yard line.
It's a great catch by Herman there. He was double covered. The ball again hung up there, and he went up and just won the battle, the jump ball.
Ethan Berry and Brian Howell were there in coverage. It looks like they might have mistimed the jump on that one. And Robbie Herman makes the big catch. We'll call it a gain of about 40 there. Now 1st and goal from the 2 with 8:45 left. It's a sneak from DeLiza heading for the goal line, falling forward. Touchdown, Warriors.
Okay, nothing fancy there. DeLiza just pile drove over the left side there and drove into the end zone to give the Warriors a 6-0 edge.
It's that Kings formation we saw so much of from Darien last week against Greenwich. As now we get a look at the muddle huddle look here from the Warriors. They're shifting back. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman. Kevin, what happened on that big reception?
Yeah, you guys mentioned it already, but Powell just misjudged that. He had a good read on it, just misjudged that as it went right through his hands. But again, great catch on the Wilton end.
Thank you, Kevin, as the kick is up and good from Will Sullivan. So the lead 7-0 with 8:39 to play. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the HAN Network.
At Mex on Main, Trumbull's very own Mexican grill, we're all about fresh, fast, and friendly service. Our Main Street restaurant offers the best in traditional and non-traditional Mexican dishes, with only the best ingredients, never frozen. From authentic burritos, fajitas, quesadillas, and salads, we have something on the menu for everyone in the family. And enjoy our open salsa bar, giving you more ways to customize your meal. Stop in for lunch or dinner at 6528 Main Street, Trumbull, or find out more at mexonmain.com.
Welcome back to the HAN Network as we are at Fairfield Ludlowe High School here on Friday night. 7-0 in favor of Wilton following the 2-yard touchdown run from Matt DeLiza. But it was all set up by the big 40-yard reception by Robbie Herman going up over 2 Ludlow defenders.
And again, Herman uses that big frame. He went up there and got it. He made another big catch on that drive, converting a 3rd down and long. And, he set up the touchdown there.
Sullivan's kick comes up a little short around the 25-yard line. Fielding there was Ian Bartlett, a junior running back. Did well to get what he could, and it will be 1st and 10 now for the Falcons. From their own 28, let's go down to Kevin Coleman. Kevin, what is the attitude of this Ludlow offense right now, having to play catch-up for the first time tonight?
Even though it's 7-0, the coaching staff, again, we mentioned it in the first quarter, staying team so positive right now, and it's only a 7-0 game. It's not like they're down by 2 or 3 scores, so they're trying to keep things positive down here, guys.
Ludlow comes out in an ace formation, 2-by-2 set. They give inside to Beasley. Made his way through the first tackler, but waiting there to wrap him up was Litton, as one running back made the tackle on another.
Again, it's important for Ludlow to come out here and get some first downs here and try to answer back.
It'll go for a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 now coming up here for Fairfield Ludlow as they break the huddle. And they come out in a trips formation. 3 receivers set to the bottom of your screen. Alone at the top is Michael Logan. Evans and Beasley in the backfield. Rolling out to the right. Evans under pressure. Looks to fire one out, and he threw this one away. It's intercepted. Dropping into coverage and making the play was Harvey Alexander. Pressure was coming from the inside. Evans looked rattled from the start. We talked about turnovers, Mike. There's the first one of the game.
It's been the Falcons' Achilles heel so far this year, and it comes back to bite them again here. And giving Wilton a short field is something you definitely don't want to do.
They will start from the 31-yard line following the turnover. And we'll see how this Ludlow defense can handle being put into a sticky situation now, having to defend the short field. Mike, do you expect to see Wilton riding Alexander now, heading back from the short with the great field position?
Yeah, unless they want to decide to take a shot down the field, which wouldn't be a bad idea on 1st down.
The give inside to Alexander, spins off the original tackle, keeps fighting his way forward. Able to pick up, we'll call it a long 3, maybe 4 yards there on 1st down. 2nd and 6 coming up. But Kevin Coleman, the last 2 drives, it's been 2nd and 3rd in manageable situations for the Warriors.
And now that you mention it, they have great field positioning. So it's looking good for the Warriors right now. As you just saw, they did a nice little hand up there. But, Mike, you mentioned it. You may see them try and go airborne here and try and get to the end zone quick.
2nd down coming up. Wilton needs 6 yards. They are on the 28 following the interception by Alexander. They go to Alexander. No, and keeping it is DeLisa as he bounced around the outside. Good job on the option read, and he picks up more than enough for a 1st down, but we have got a flag down on the field.
Good burst there out of DeLisa. He got around the edge and went pretty quick, but we see why now because there was a hold.
And they'll be bringing this one back. The flag is down at the 20 now. When they walk this off, it'll end up being about 2nd and 9, we'll call it, maybe 8. That negates the big rush from the quarterback, and they'll have to redo 2nd down after having picked up a 1st. Robbie Herman just ran back into the huddle for the Warriors. Keep in mind he had that big reception down the right sideline at the top of your screen last drive. Tight end flanked off to the right. Twins at the bottom of your screen. 2 backs behind DeLisa. They go inside to Alexander. Splits through the line of scrimmage. Keeps working his way forward. It'll be 3rd and 3 now after a 6-yard gain.
Alexander doing some heavy lifting here for the Warriors. He's playing Iron Man, both sides of the ball. Doesn't seem like he's wearing down at all either.
3rd and 3 coming up. Ball's on the 24-yard line of Fairfield Ludlowe. It's a trips formation with a wing at the bottom of your screen. Inside, no, keeping his DeLisa. They set up the option. Bounced off one tackler, cutting back inside, but another flag comes flying in from the back judge. This could be real frustrating for the Warriors should it be another holding call. And it is. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman for a minute. Kevin, 2 holding calls have helped the Falcons out here, but DeLisa's got running ability now on that option read.
They do, and that was actually a great read, but a dumb penalty for the Warriors, and 2 straight in a row. That's got to be so frustrating. But again, Ludlowe coaching staff clapping their hands. Players are trying to keep the sideline really ecstatic, so expect them to come out here and try and be pumped up on defense.
Brings up a 3rd and 14 situation now. After having converted on first downs twice this drive, both times negated by holding penalties. 3rd and 14 coming up. Twins at the top of your screen. 2 backs behind DeLisa. Play action fade. He looks to roll to his right. They've got the waggle set up. Comes underneath. Alexander makes the catch. Spins away from one man. Working his way down the sideline. And finally, he's wrestled out of bounds down at the 13-yard line. Not once, not twice, but 3rd time's the charm as they convert on the first down, and it will stand.
Great footwork by Alexander there along the sideline. He caught it right on the edge of the boundary, spun back in, and was able to elude the tacklers and get a big first down conversion there for Wilton.
Credit the patience and poise of DeLisa being chased and flushed out of the pocket, stepped, set his feet, made a throw, and let his running back do the rest as they reward Alexander going back inside one more time on the fullback dive. He crosses over the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up from the 9.
Definite bend don't break territory here for the Falcons.
And the Falcons want to slow things down here and talk it over. They're going to take a timeout with 5:06 left to play in the half. Let's take it with them right here on the HAN Network.
Washington Prime, now open on Main Street in Georgetown. Come enjoy our relaxed setting, excellent service, award-winning nightly happy hours, and feast on our creative new American cuisine. Connecticut Magazine's winner for Best Steak, Washington Prime of Georgetown.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
Back here on the HO Network, 5:06 left to play, 7-0 in favor of Wilton. The Warriors driving towards the end zone again. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman as Fairfield Ludlowe just used a timeout, and Wilton has just scored, Kevin.
Yeah, Wilton definitely a big presence on that last drive. Timeout. The Fairfield Ludlowe coaching staff, we're just trying to remind their guys that we're in this. Defense is strong. Let's hold them. But obviously Wilton doing a great job of pounding ground football as they score here, guys.
Great job and vision by Will Litton, starting on that right side with the counter, cut back, bouncing to his left before fighting his way over several Falcon defenders towards the end zone. Sullivan's extra point is up and good. That stretches the lead to 14 now with 4:59 left to play. Mike, first turnover of the night proves to be costly as Wilton converts on the short field. What would you like to see from the Ludlowe offense on this next drive?
A response. You know, now they're in the point of the game where just picking up some first downs and establishing a rhythm, it's not really going to help them, because if they turn it over quick here and Wilton scores again, it could steamroll on them pretty fast to get out of control.
It was an scoreless first quarter here. In fact, Fairfield Ludlowe took the opening kickoff, had a 6.5-minute drive that stalled out at the 28-yard line. They forced the Warriors to go 3 and out right away, come back, go 3 and out themselves. Wilton then able to drive down the field, scoring at the start of the second quarter on a 2-yard rush by Matt DeLiza. The interception from Evans by Harvey Alexander gave Wilton the short field to work with. And then it was Will Litton who scored on that one, letting this one bounce wisely and roll out of bounds. Well done there by Ian Bartlett. Ludlowe will have the option to start the drive at the 35 or force a re-kick from 5 yards back of the 40.
It appears they are taking the re-kick option.
On that one as he yanked it across. He will kick off from the 35 now. And here comes the kick. This one a high end-over-end kick. Back deep is Howell as he fields. Working now to his left side, trying to get around a couple defenders. Finds a seam, hits the hole. Howell down the left sideline with a man out in front, only the kicker to beat. He got wrapped her up, and now he's coming back to the right side of the field. He's at the hash marks on the right side, giving chase from the back. Can't make him catch there. Stayed on his feet again. Howell all the way down to the 5-yard line, and he's finally wrapped up. Well done, Brian Howell, as he brings the Ludlowe sideline back to life. Kevin Coleman, how many men did he make miss?
Wow, guys, I just got I was in the middle of that one with the Fairfield Ludlowe. There's what an atmosphere down here.
There is a flag all the way back at the 29-yard line, and this one is coming back.
That hurts big time, obviously.
So they're going to bring it all the way back inside the Falcons' 20. It negates what was an 80-yard return.
Take nothing away from Howell there. That was an incredible return. I mean, he showed Wilton the speed on the fake punt and took it to a next gear on that return there.
Showed the speed and a block in the back brings it all the way back. Dig route from the outside. They find Cudsey there as he looks to cut up the middle now. Getting a bunch of those yards back from that kick return as he crosses over the 50 all the way down to the 43 inside Warriors territory.
This is a guy they got to get the ball in his hands. He's 6'1". He's a big target. He can run. He can make things happen. And I think the Falcons should try to get him the ball here.
Taking advantage of the soft coverage that the Warriors gave them, they go with the 10-yard dig to the senior, and he makes the most out of it, picking up 33 after the catch. Now they fake the tunnel screen, trying to set up a little screen and go here. As forced out of the pocket was Evans there, and he's wrapped up after a gain of 2.
Evans a little slow to get up there, and if you're the Falcons coaching staff, you don't want your quarterback sustaining unnecessary hits like that. When he could have stepped out of bounds, he tried to keep the play alive, and he got slammed by a couple of Wilton tacklers there.
Definitely favoring that left leg, as in on the tackle was TJ Kidzierski. So 3:40 left to play in the first half. 14-0 Warriors. Dropping back is Evans. Blitz coming off the backside, getting there, and he will be sacked. It was Will Litton, the do-it-all junior, who made the sack.
I think it was Beasley who missed the blitz there, and that could have been disaster for Ludlowe. Luckily for them, Evans was able to hang on to the ball in the initial hit.
And Coach Camara is furious with Beasley, or the O-line, on the miscommunication there, leaving the quarterback out to dry. Timeout, Falcons with 3:24. We'll step aside as well and be right back on the HAN Network.
This is now 44 years I've been in this business. Digital came along. After I was in business for about 6 years, I had to totally reinvent the business. So I had to make a tremendous investment in my business. And Milford Bank was there for me. I don't really just consider Milford Bank a bank. I consider them a trusted partner in my business. My name is Jim Wilson, owner of Milford Photo. I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
We are back here on the HAN Network. Quick moment to thank a couple of our sponsors, starting with one of the Ludlowe coaching staff favorites, the Dock Shop down in Darien and Westport, Mexon Maine, and In Sports of Trumbull, along with Washington Prime in Georgetown, just to name a few of the partners who have joined up with the HAN Network for our fall broadcast. We look forward to working on with them through the rest of the winter and spring sports seasons. Tunnel screen set up. They find Cudsey. The pass was too high, though, a little behind him. So we'll bring up 4th down now and about 20 here. Call it 17 to be exact for the Falcons as Howell out to punt, but pretty frustrating, Mike, after the huge play on the kick return comes back. Huge play to start the drive. Sack, incomplete pass, and now you've got a punt with 3:20 left to play. Wilton with all 3 timeouts, too.
Yeah, and I mean, a reeling team a little bit with Ludlowe looking for their first win. They haven't been able to sustain any momentum when good things have happened for them.
That kick is blocked. And it looked like the Warriors got a piece of that one there. High snap. Howell had to make the first man miss, continued trying to roll to his right, and rushing through there and maybe influencing that one was Stephen Nobles, the seniors. But either way, it's great starting field position again from the 40. Let's go down to Kevin. Kevin, was that kick blocked, or did just Howell falter under pressure?
Frank, that kick was blocked indeed. I think he tried to make it just like he did on the last kick. He tried to roll out and then realized that he had some Warriors defenders coming at him, so he punted it away and it got blocked.
3:13, here's the option play. Late pitch to Litton. He's got the sideline for the moment. Made a couple men miss as we see the tackling woes continuing for the Falcons and piling all the way up just shy. And the first down marker is Litton.
It's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff. They had Litton tied up for a no-gainer, maybe even a loss, and he was able to spin and weave his way down for a 9-yard gain.
2:45 to play. The ball's on the 49-yard line on the Wilton side of the field. 3 timeouts remaining for the Warriors. It's a 14-point lead. The most frustrating part for Ludlowe right now. Wilton will take the ball to start the second half. Power play here as they go to Litton one more time, fighting his way forward. Made a couple more men miss, and he does well enough to pick up the first down as they cross over to the Ludlowe side of the field here.
And again, it's nothing out of the ordinary from Wilton. They're lining up in smash mouth football, I formations, stuff you don't really typically see too much anymore, especially in the FCAC, but it's a recipe for success for them, and it's working right now.
And the Ludlowe D-line has done well on the interior at the point of contact, but it's the vision and the ability of DeLisa and Litton that have bounced runs to the outside where the Falcons have really gotten hurt. They go inside to Alexander. He bounces off 1 tackle, make it 2, and finally Beasley comes up from the backfield there to make a play along with P.J. Egan, an outside linebacker who helped wrestle him down.
Harvey almost needed himself a new jersey there as the Falcons tugged the shoulder pad out and pulled his jersey halfway around his front. And he's going to come out of the game here to get some equipment repair here.
Mike, he's also lucky he didn't lose the ball there. Out a couple times there.
Yeah, that's not a hit you want your running back taking there with one guy holding his shirt and 3 guys converging on there.
Wilton is going to take a timeout with 1:53 to go here. 2nd and 7 coming up. 2 timeouts remaining. There's really no need for them to have to start throwing the ball yet, especially with the success they're having on the ground.
No, I mean, it's worked so far. And when they've gone to the air, it's also been successful. So, again, they're leaving that option out there, which is something that Ludlow's going to have to look out for. Those play actions have been working wonders for the Warriors.
Remember, this is high school. The clock will stop every time there is a first down, at least until the chains are set. We are now in the final 2 minutes of the half. So should any player run out of bounds, the clock will stop until the next ball is snapped. It is 14-0 in favor of the Warriors, and it's come via the big plays so far. You had the 40-yard catch by Robbie Herman that set the Warriors up the first time, and it was the interception by Harvey Alexander giving the Warriors great field position. Litton and DeLisa have scored the 2 touchdowns to this point. As we've got a quick medical timeout here, we can see the trainers on the far left side of the field jogging across. As the referees will wait for them to make the cross to the opposite side, and now the Warriors set to go again. 1:53 remaining, 2nd and 7 coming up. Toss play to Litton. Good job there by Howell coming up from the corner position and making the play, stopping him for a loss of 1.
More of the same for the Falcons there. They had the one guy up there, Howell, who was able to first man contact to pull him out of bounds.
Keep in mind, Litton has thrown a touchdown pass this year. He was very patient getting to the outside. I thought originally that they might be trying to set up the pass play on that one.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that could have been an option there.
Trips at the bottom of your screen. It's a tray set with the tight end alone to the top. Dropping back, looking to the left side. DeLisa throwing across, jumping up and making the play there. It's intercepted. Working down the sideline, Bartlett cuts back to the middle of the field, but there is a flag down back at the 35-yard line in the secondary. And this might be pass interference against a different Ludlow receiver, though.
Again, DeLisa telegraphed that one.
Week 4 of the season. It was a sloppy start for a lot of the FCX teams with penalties through the first 2. And the way everyone's walking around, you get the impression that this Wilton offense is going to be moving up instead of heading towards the bench.
And again, these things for Ludlow are starting to pile up, the mistakes and the penalties and the turnovers. And again, the negative reaction from the players on the field tell the story.
Let's go down to Kevin Coleman and see what's going on right now.
This looks like it's going to be pass interference on Ludlow. Coach Camara is beside himself, screaming at the referee saying it's offensive instead of defensive. But just looking at the body language of the Falcons players on the offense, it is indeed looking like it's going to be on Ludlow.
It would have been 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line for Fairfield Ludlowe on the Wilton side of the field, Kevin. It looks like now it will be 1st and 10 Wilton from the opposite 37. That is just a backbreaker right now with 96 seconds left to play in the half here.
Oh, it's a crusher. They had him in 3rd and long and a near turnover to a first down from deep in their own territory.
Play action here as rolling out is DeLisa. Looks across the middle, going up, making the catch, and falling down right away was Jack Dooley for the Warriors, but that catch is good enough to pick up a first down and stop the clock while they move the chains up to the 23-yard line.
Another nice conversion there from Wilton on a big pass play there.
And Wilton is going to take their second time out here with 1:21 to go. We'll take a short one with them. Be right back on the HAN Network.
Hi, this is Leo Carl from Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan. And you've heard me talk about the Chevy Volt for years. The new model gets 53 miles on EV charge daily, plus 420-mile full range. But don't take my word for it. You need to come in and test drive the Volt yourself. Visit us at 261 Elm Street in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
Just FYI.
So we do have word officially from Kevin Kovac that from from Kevin Coleman that the doctors from Fairfield Ludlowe have traveled over to the Wilton sideline. He's going to try and find out more for us as we head towards halftime. 1:21 to go. Wilton now with 1 timeout remaining here, but the ball on the 23, and they're driving following the big penalty that negated a Ludlow interception.
They're looking to pile on before the half here.
It's 14-0 in favor of the Warriors. 1st and 10. The give to Litton. Looked inside, now bounces out, cuts inside, coming back towards the hash, but he's wrapped up by Howell as the sophomore continues to have his name called here throughout this first half.
You get nothing but impressed with Howell so far in every facet of the game that he's shown himself.
Clock hits 1 minute remaining in the half. 2nd and 3 for the Warriors. They go inside Alexander as he fights his way forward for the first down and then some. That'll stop the clock momentarily with 51 seconds left to play. All the time in the world, though, for Wilton as they are across the 15 with the ball now 13 yards away from pay dirt.
A score here would be monumental for them with getting the ball back.
2-by-2 formation. They were in the shotgun, but flags come flying in. This one's probably a false start, and that is the call. First time we've seen the Warriors in the gun today, though.
Yeah, somebody got a little overeager on the line there and came out of their stance a little too early.
And a timeout will be taken, the third and final timeout. With 38 seconds left to play. We'll stay here through it. It'll be 2nd and 15 coming up from the 18. But now no timeouts left here. What's the strategy, Mike, as the Warriors really don't have the luxury of being able to run the ball now as much as they would probably like to?
Well, I wouldn't abandon it all the way. They still have 38 seconds, and the possibility of picking up a first down before they get into the end zone would lead to a clock stoppage for them. But again, I mean, I wouldn't go away from my strength here.
They are able to gain a first down and stop the clock one more time before reaching the goal line. Any play that goes out of bounds or an incomplete pass, will stop the clock as well. Ludlowe has one timeout left to use. DeLisa with Litton to his right, and two receivers split to both sides. In the gun, takes the snap. It's a direct run play for the quarterback. Working his way forward, heading to the goal line. Touchdown, Warriors! Matt DeLisa's second touchdown run, and you said it, Mike, no need to abandon the bread and butter.
No, he really just skated right in there. I mean, he got tagged a couple times, but unfortunately for the Falcons, this is tackle football and not two-hand touch.
And the missed tackles continue to plague Fairfield Ludlowe here, as now it is a 20-0 lead with 31 seconds left to play. The kick from Sullivan is up and no good. He missed it wide left with 31 seconds left to play. 20-0 the score. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the conclusion of the first half here on the HAN Network.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
We're back here on the HAN Network. DeLisa's second touchdown has made it a 3-score game. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman. He's on the Ludlowe sideline. Kevin, what is the emotion like right now?
They're frustrated. Plain and simple. Frustrated at this first half. You know, it's some penalties that they wish maybe would have gone their way, but definitely frustrating. It's going to be a frustrating locker room at half for sure. So they're going to try and stay positive, but right now it's definitely frustration is the key word.
Bartlett feels the squib kick, cutting back to the middle, and then is met by Alexander, Herman, and a couple other Warrior defenders. Kazertsky in on the tackle as well. With 24 seconds to go, the ball will be placed down on the 31-yard line. Mike, do we expect to see Ludlowe taking any shots here? Do they try to bring this one to the half? And
myself personally, I would sit on it here. You don't want to risk another turnover that could give Wilton some field position here.
They're lined up in the gun, 2-by-2 set. They've brought Will Parisi into the backfield as Evans drops back, looks to the left side, finds his man, crossing over the 45 with 19.9 seconds left in the first half. Ball's on the 46, quickly running up, and Evans will spike it with 17.4 left to play.
And the flip side of that coin of me wanting to possibly sit on it there is the Falcons have nothing to lose here. I mean, they're down by 3 scores going into the half. They're winless on the season. Why not take a shot at the end zone?
Ball's on the 46. They have the wind at their back. Should they consider possibly trying to get into field goal range? Trips at the bottom of your screen. Tight end alone up top. It's Parisi at the tight end spot. 17.4 to play in the half. Dropping back is Evans. He's got a man down the middle. It's Howell. He slipped on the turf there And Cudsey was unable to come up with the low ball. 12 seconds left.
Third down and 10 at the Fairfield Ludlowe 46.
The ball's on the 46. They do have a timeout left. We can see down below us on the sideline. A long snapper getting ready. That is Patrick Hart. Again, it's that trio formation. Tripped at the bottom, tight end alone up top. Evans dropping back. Flush from the pocket. Now needs to continue scrambling to his right. Looking for help. Gets this one away. But he was being given chase and brought down right there by Stephen Nobles. He also blocked the kick earlier in the half. Fourth down now, 10 to play. 5 seconds left. We expect this to be the final play of the half.
Yeah, and again, I mean, the incomplete passes are going to force Ludlowe to line up in punt formation where there's a lot of different things that could happen here. Personally, I would just take it and maybe throw it as high in the air as you could.
Expect to see the Hail Mary here. They come out under center. Play fake there. It's a reverse. Howell on the reverse, looking to throw it. It was covered very well. Now Howell forced to run. Bouncing his way out to the left side, looking for a block, finds one. And he does well to pick up about 15 yards on the play. But credit Wilton not falling for any of the shenanigans, as they were in coverage all the way on the reverse pass. That's going to do it for the first half of play. Wilton leads 20-0 here on the HAN Network from Fairfield Ludlowe. We'll be back in a little bit with first half analysis and second half action. But for now, let's go back to the studio for an in-game update with Kate Chaplinsky.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky, and this is your in-game news update on the HAN Network. Bring you the top stories across all of our news sites this week, the ones that got the most hits and reader response, including that 2 Bridgeport men and a juvenile with criminal backgrounds face charges in connection with an attempted burglary Wednesday in Weston. The 3 were intercepted by a returning homeowner. The 3 arrested were 18-year-old Francis Tariq of Platt Street in Bridgeport, LaQuaj Jackson, 20 years old, of Manhattan Avenue in Bridgeport, and a 16-year-old juvenile who was not named because of his age. The suspects fled into the woods toward Newtown Turnpike after the homeowner confronted the men in his house. According to Weston Police Sergeant Patrick Dowert, the homeowner called 911 at about 1 in the afternoon after he saw the suspect's car in his driveway. Weston Police Chief John Troxell said that the homeowner surprised them and they scattered and ran rather than taking the car. Troxell also credited a quick response and a team effort from multiple police departments as reasons for the hasty capture of the suspects. Police from Weston, Wilton, Easton, Reading, Westport, and Fairfield all responded to the scene. And another top story this week that has led to a lot of community discussion, that's that the chairman of the Trumbull Police Commission is under investigation for allegedly attempting to intimidate a Bridgeport resident. A police report says that 75-year-old Roger McGovern allegedly harassed the man at his place of work multiple times, reportedly at one point telling the man who threatened to call police, "I am the police." The Police Commission is a town commission made up of residents appointed by the first selectman that oversees the police department. According to a police report, a 23-year-old man was riding his bicycle on Black House Road back on August 19th when his bike accidentally collided with a vehicle that was being driven by McGovern. About a week later, the cyclist told police that he was riding on Madison Avenue near his home when McGovern's car pulled into a driveway in his path, forcing him to stop the bike. The complainant told police that McGovern and 2 other men then got out of the vehicle and surrounded him before McGovern asked him for $2,600 to repair damage to his vehicle. The complainant reportedly told the men that he worked at Stop & Shop and did not have that kind of money, and he said McGovern should go through insurance. McGovern then allegedly showed the complainant a badge of some sort and said he was a law enforcement officer. Following that incident, a police report says that McGovern went to the man's place of work 3 times demanding payment and later asking the man's manager for his work schedule, which the manager refused to give. Police were then called, and Trumbull Police Administration contacted McGovern and told him to cease all interaction with the complainant. That investigation is ongoing, and you can get updates at TrumbullTimes.com. And there was backlash in Ridgefield recently over a group of volunteers' plans to sponsor and support a refugee family moving to town. That national debate erupted in Ridgefield a couple of weeks ago. Michael Rediger, a co-chairman of the Refugee Resettlement Committee in Ridgefield, said the committee's informal meeting at the library on Thursday, September 15th, was attended by numerous people who opposed the committee's goal of giving a refugee family a start in the U.S. by housing and supporting them in Ridgefield. Audience members questioned the vetting process, asked what supporting a family would cost the community and town taxpayers, and wondered why townspeople couldn't vote on the committee's resettlement project. One resident said she wasn't worried that the refugees would be terrorists, but that they'd be bringing cultural attitudes that are incompatible with American lifestyles. The Resettlement Committee is working with Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services, an organization based in New Haven and affiliated with the Episcopalian Church. Chairman Recker said the vetting process by the U.S. government is thorough. Wilton resident Rebecca Angman-Darst was upset by the crowd reaction, calling it angry and that it descended into racist hate speech. There is much more on that story at theridgefieldpress.com. And this week, there was an update on a story we've been following. Wilton police expect to make one arrest soon on a warrant in connection with the August 30th fight between Ridgefield and Wilton students that sent a Ridgefield football player to the hospital. There were 10 students from each side involved, with more expected to show up before police intervened, but the two sides have not been cooperative, according to police, and much of the information from interviews has been contradictory. All that information is now at the state's attorney's office and being corroborated, according to Wilton Lieutenant Stephen Brennan. There were reports of a blunt weapon like a bat or golf club used, and police said they're not ruling anything out. Wilton police said Ridgefield students went to Wilton High before the start of school as part of a scavenger hunt where seniors participate in pranks and challenges. One of those items was allegedly to urinate on Wilton High's football field, which spurred the conflict. And finally, the HAN Network sports editors and broadcasters nominated 8 male and female students for our HAN FCAC Athlete of the Week for Week 2 of our fall sports season, sponsored by Runners Roost in Darien. If you missed the announcement of the winners on FCAC Tailgate, you can watch Nutmeg Sports Monday at 2 o'clock for the winners and for next week's nominees. But that does it for this in-game news update. For the latest local news, sports, and more, watch the Coffee Break weekdays at 11. This in-game update was brought to you by Milford Bank.
This is now 44 years I've been in this business. Digital came along. After I was in business for about 6 years, I had to totally reinvent the business. So I had to make a tremendous investment in my business. And Milford Bank was there for me. I don't really just consider Milford Bank a bank. I consider them a trusted partner in my business. My name is Jim Wilson, owner of Milford Photo. I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
I'm a filthy rich executive. I hear the market's down 1,000,000 points. I freak out. I spill my large espresso. The searing pain makes me slam on the brakes. Uh-oh, your fault. And your cut rate insurance may not cover my $90,000 car, so I sue you, because that's what I do. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Visit your local Allstate agent, Nick Montanero, at 6528 Main Street in Trumbull for a personalized quote.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Times are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking, to a partner that makes small businesses feel big, where community comes first, where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch, where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver, where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well, bank smart, bank local, bank well.
As you're getting back to your regular schedules, we're excited to get back to doing what we do best, offering you the freshest seasonal fare and all the ingredients for a healthy start to school. So shop Walter Stewart's for everything fresh, from A apples to Z zucchini, and from cotton candy grapes to back to nature all-natural snack bags. We save you time by stocking all of your favorite back-to-school essentials under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network. And we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to the HAN Network. We are live here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School. Frank Granito and Mike Suppy up in the press box. It has been all Wilton since the midway point of the first quarter. They lead 20-0. Mike, Ludlowe looked good for about a series. Since then, penalties and turnovers have been the death of them. What went wrong in the first half?
Well, number one, first and foremost, is the penalties. They had a big interception called back on a pass interference call and had a huge kickoff return called back on a block in the back. So those are things that they're going to need to clean up. I mean, those are points that could have been left on the table for them there.
If we look at the scoring, it started with DeLisa. He had a 2-yard rush that was set up by the Herman 40-yard reception down the sideline. That made it 7-0. Then after the Harrison interception from 28 on the 28-yard line, the 9-yard touchdown run from Litton, That made it 14-0. And then with 30 seconds to go, DeLisa, his second rushing touchdown. This one from 18 yards out. Sullivan missed the extra point. That is how we got here. Wilton has been so strong running the football. Alex Harrison has really just dominated. Harvey Alexander has just dominated off that fullback dive. Litton's look good. What does Wilton have to do now to put a knife into the Ludlowe Falcons and finish this one off?
I mean, this is right in their wheelhouse right now. They can sit on the game, control the clock, run the ball, do the things that they do well, line up in the I formation and just salt that clock away and get out of here with a W.
If you are Fairfield Ludlowe, though, what do you have to do to get back into this game, Mike?
Well, first you have to clean up the penalties, and then maybe everything will fall in place, because those penalties have been very debilitating for the Falcons. And, the turnovers don't help either, but they're going to need to try to take some shots downfield. They started to do that later in the second half. But, again, when trying to come back down 3 scores in this kind of weather, it's not prime time to throw the ball.
Very hard to believe that we had a scoreless first quarter and all 20 of those points coming in the second. It was really an up and down roller coaster of emotions there for Fairfield Ludlowe in the second quarter. And for more on that, we go down to the third member of our broadcast. That's Kevin Coleman on the Ludlowe sideline. Kevin, what does Fairfield have to do in the second half to get back in this one?
They're definitely going to have to try and take some shots downfield, but something that I noticed is poor tackling. I mean, the tackling has been not too great for the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. They need to pick up the tackling and stop it on defense. That's what they need to do. They need to get some big stops and try and get some big touchdowns here. They had a good chance, and the penalties too. I think the penalties have really been killing the Falcons so far in the first half in this game.
Kevin, it's obviously been very windy throughout the game. We've seen on and off periods of rain. What's it like down there with the weather as we get set for the second half?
There's no rain, actually, to speak of, which is great, because coming into this game, everyone was looking at the forecast saying there's going to be a lot of rain tonight. It's going to be a gross kind of a night, but there's no rain. Turned out to be a pretty nice night. It's windy, but it's not terrible. It's not too cold. It's bearable. I think the players are just fine playing this type of weather, guys.
Well, I can tell you right now that there are parts of Connecticut wishing that we had gotten some rain. Obviously, this drought is becoming very serious. There are water supply emergencies for most of lower Fairfield County that have been declared in the past few days. But thank you, Kevin. We'll come back down to you in a little bit as we get set to start the second half. Wilton is going to get the football too. If you're Ludlowe, do you think about a little trickery? We've seen a fake punt. Do we maybe see an onside kick right now, or do you have to kick it deep and set the tone with your defense?
I mean, trying the trick play here wouldn't be the worst idea. If you kick it deep, Wilton takes over in the 20, you know what they're going to do. They're going to ground and pound. So here you set yourself up. I mean, if they have a short field, maybe you'll see more of the same, but maybe they try to take a big shot to the end zone. I mean, again, when you're down 3 scores, you're sitting at 0-3, looking down the barrel at 0-4. I say break out whatever plays you got in the book there.
It's our first look at Daniel Carbone, the junior kicker. It looks like looks like he forgot was the ball there, not the kicking tee. But again, keep in mind, Carbone is kicking into the wind, marking from that end zone closest to the scoreboard, as it'll be the Warriors defending the high school to start the second half. Litton deep to return. As Carbone, a low line drive kick, sliding and fielding there. For the Warriors was Joseph Scarfy. Officially ruled down at the 27, and that is where the Warriors will take over from to start the second half. Kevin, Falcons back on the sideline right now. What is the coaching staff's emotion like?
Just speaking with Coach Kovac really quick, he was mentioning how the halftime speech between Kamara wasn't that he didn't go off on the players. He stayed positive, said, guys, we're in this. It's only 20-0. We can climb back into this game and try and claw our way back. He said that the penalties have really been screwing them over today. It's really been a tough time, especially with the penalties.
They go with the option to start the second half, as it's DeLisa who keeps it. At that triple option look, they had the fullback, the quarterback, and the running back all at risk of keeping it on that one. DeLisa does well to pick up 15 there and grabs himself a first down.
Ludlow's entire defense bit on that fake hook, line, and sinker there, and DeLisa had a nice running lane to pick up a big gainer on first down.
All three members of the Warriors' backfield had success at some point in the rushing attack. Alexander, the only one who hasn't scored, has good job this time as they had all the responsibilities covered, and DeLisa's wrapped up and taken down for a loss of 2.
And that's the key when you're facing the option. Watch the ball.
And it's just so important when you defend the option, you must play responsibility football. You've got a man inside assigned to taking the fullback, an outside linebacker who's responsible for the running back on pitch, and a linebacker scraping to fill with the quarterback keeper. 2nd and 11 coming up. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs in. The give to Litton, trying to bounce to the outside before jump cutting his way up for about 6 yards there. And finally coming in to make the tackle there was Nazar Sackley.
At the point of attack there, a Ludlow defender tried to arm tackle Litton, and that's not going to get the job done. You got to wrap these guys up here.
3rd and 6 coming up. Two by two set. DeLisa in the gun. He's joined by Litton to his left. The give to Litton inside, and he runs into a wall of blue jerseys there and comes up 2 yards short. That'll bring up 4th down from the Fairfield Ludlowe 49. And Coach Cunningham showing no hesitation, sending out the punt unit.
Again, this is prime fake territory, though, so if you're Ludlow, it's key to watch the football.
Will Sullivan to do the punting. Brian Howell deep to receive. Sullivan just able to get that one away. Coming up is Howell. Muffs another one here and then able to recover on top of it. Second kick we've seen Howell muff on the fair catch attempt. Ruled down at the 28-yard line, though, where the Falcons will take over. 3 and out. Can't ask more from your defense.
No, it's a good stop by Ludlow's defense. But again, if I'm Wilton, you net 21 yards there after that punt. And I mean, maybe take a shot there, maybe going forward on 4th and short. But again, I mean, the ball's in their court. They're up 20 points here. Trust their defense to keep pitching that shutout here.
If anything, you try to force Ludlow to go the length of the field and prove that they can score. As Evans back in the gun, they go with the jet sweep. It's Beasley from the slot who's looking to get the outside. And he picks up about 3 or 4 on the play. Good job on first down. As they'll have 2nd and 6 coming up now. With 9 minutes left to play. Remember, it was back in the first quarter. Ludlow had their most successful drive. Ate up 6.5 minutes of clock. Drove about 50 yards before stalling out just shy of the 25-yard line in Wilton territory. That drive, of course, included the fake punt. So they fake the jet sweep and go inside to Parisi. But he's met behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd and 9 coming up now for Ludlow.
Wilton defense not buying the jet sweep to the short side of the field there and just stacked up to stop the fullback, Parisi there.
Inside making the tackle there for the Warriors was Colin Carroll along with Christopher Polino. Two by two set out of the gun. Dropping back is Evans, looking for a man, goes on the slant route, and he's able to connect, making the catch there. And it'll be plenty for the first down is Michael Logan. That's the first pass the Falcons have completed in quite some time.
And they have some big receivers out there that can give Wilton some matchup problems. 6'4" there with that reception with Logan. Kudzi at 6'1". Maybe get the ball up to these guys in space.
Staying in the 2 by 2 set, it's a true pass all the way. Looking for the curl route there, diving back to make the catch. And doing so was Logan. Good job going down to get that one out of the dirt. He's about a yard shy of the first down marker. Might even be inches from where we're standing.
Not sure if that pass was intended for Logan or Beasley. It looked like they ran Beasley on a wheel on the outside. The ball's a little underthrown. Logan kept his eye on it, came back and made the catch.
And that's actually going to be good enough for a first down. So Logan on back-to-back plays, picking up enough. They fake the bubble. Evans with it, now looking for help, and he's finally chased down, and it looks like there might be a face mask here as a flag comes in late. But the bubble not fooling the Warriors as Evans just looked all out of whack on that one.
Yeah, and Kyle Schifrin looks like the guy who might have got up on the face mask on Evans there. He did everything right except for the takedown there where he definitely drove him down via the face mask, which is going to cost the Warriors 15 yards.
And that is an automatic first down. Ruled an inadvertent face mask.
So make it 5, not 15.
5 yards, not 15. And I'll go for an automatic first.
Didn't look inadvertent from up here. It looked like he pulled him down by it.
Quick throw again, and Logan makes the catch, dragging defenders for an extra 5-10 yards, and he's finally down at the 27-yard line. Logan's got the hot hand on this drive as they continue to feed the big junior.
This is the biggest guy out on the field, and the quarterback's picking him out in space now.
Good job to pluck that one out of the air. An even better effort on the yards after catch work, dragging Warrior defenders for an extra 5 yards. 2-by-2 set again. Tight splits at the bottom of your screen with Beasley and Logan. They go to the opposite side. Cuzzy makes the catch. Steps around one defender, and he's inside the 10-yard line. For the first time tonight, it's 1st and goal for the Falcons.
Nice throw by Evans there. He really hummed it in there. Found Cuzzy cutting across on a little bit of a tight slant there. Nice completion there for the Falcons.
Just past the 3-minute mark on the drive. Kevin Coleman, they're having a lot of success throwing the football right now. 1st and goal coming up. 2-by-2 set again, coming in motion. They go with the jet sweep. Hollow trying to get to the outside, and he's all the way in for the touchdown, Falcons.
There he is again, number 5, Howell.
Ryan Howell crosses the goal line, puts the Falcons on the board. It is 20-6 with the extra point pending. We said in the first half the sophomore's name was featured a lot, and they get it to him down inside the 10-yard line. As on to attempt is Carbone. The snap, the hold, and kick are good. That makes it a 13-point game with 6:05 to play in the third. 20 for Wilton, 7 for Ludlowe. We'll be right back on the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
I heard that no.
Welcome back to the HAN Network. It is 20-7 here in favor of Wilton following the Ludlowe touchdown drive. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman on the sideline. Kevin, the Falcons on the board.
Yes, Frank, big touchdown there for the Falcons. During that drive, though, Coach Camara pulled his quarterback to the side and said, listen, you need to go down on those plays. I cannot have you come out of this game getting injured, guys.
That's a big observation there, and smart one by Coach Camara. Evans really in sync on that drive. Credit the efforts from Logan. Cudzy with a big catch, but Howell able to punch it in as the sophomore continues to impress here in the Falcons' first appearance on the HAN Network.
And I'm going to go back to Wilton's decision to punt the ball there. They could have squeezed the life out of the game there a little more with a long drive, and boom, they punt. Ludlowe answers with a touchdown, and we got a game.
And here comes a flag. The Warriors are going to break the huddle with 12 players, so they'll back this one up for an illegal substitution following the miscommunication. Looked as though Wilton was going to come back out in the ace formation out of the shotgun too to answer that drive from Ludlowe. But credit the junior Evans putting together that drive, showing off the throwing ability. And his receivers helped make some plays when given the opportunity.
Yeah, he had found a nice rhythm with his fellow classmate Logan there, who did a lot of the heavy lifting on that drive. The big guy made some nice catches, some nice conversions, and Ludlow's got a little bit of life here.
They're coming back with the ace formation. Litton and DeLisa, the only two in the backfield. Driving back, looking left. Quick throw to the flats, and he's got Litton, who stops for a moment, but great pursuit from the linebackers of Ludlowe as they ran him down and held that to a 3-yard gain.
Perfect example of rallying to the football there. The first guy got there, held him up, and the rest of the team came over to make sure there was no missed tackles there.
That'll be 2nd and 12 now from the 22-yard line. Call it the 23. As the Warriors break the huddle and stay with the ace formation out of the gun. Litton alone in the backfield. DeLisa barking out signals. The give, no, it's a keeper. Lots of room off the left edge. There are plenty of flags coming flying down as DeLisa makes his way all the way into Ludlowe territory. But then another late flag here at the end of the run.
Well, the end of the run is definitely going to be a hit out of bounds.
We've at least got one call here. It is a hold against the Warriors. We're going to have a late hit go against the Falcons. These penalties should offset, and we will replay the down.
And if you're Ludlowe there, again, it's a critical penalty and a critical mistake at a key juncture to hit the quarterback when he's clearly on the boundary.
So we've also got holding against the Warriors. The unnecessary roughness late hit against against Fairfield. They're going to walk both off. So a correction there. They will not offset. And the end result will be a first down for Wilton.
A personal foul will always supersede the other penalty in most cases.
And Coach Camara wants to talk this one over. He'd like an explanation. 5:14 to play. And it is 27. Ludlowe trailed 20-0 at the half. Forced the Warriors into a 3-and-out before coming back and converting with the Howell touchdown. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Kevin Coleman, who should have a better idea of what just happened. Kevin, can you give us an explanation as to what we just saw?
The coaching staff still is trying to figure it out, but I guess they walked the 15 back and then walked 10. So they're still trying to figure it out. I know Coach Camara got an explanation. I got the information from Coach Kovac, but he said that they walked up the 15 for the personal foul. That's what I heard, just quoting the coaching staff. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Under 4:45 to play. DeLisa was stopped for a gain of about half a yard on first down there. It will be 2nd and 9 now. Trips at the bottom of your screen. As they go with DeLisa, keeper again, splits his way through the line, and now he's out in space. Good job stepping up and making the tackle there by Ian Bartlett in the secondary, but it's not before DeLisa crosses the 50.
We got more yellow on the field, Frank.
Indeed, as we've got another flag coming in late. As this has just been a sloppy football game.
Guys, it seems like this one's going to come back against the Warriors from what I keep hearing on the sideline here.
And that is the call. It is a hold against the Warriors. And we talked about how penalties have really hurt the Falcons all night long, Mike, but Wilton has not been a stranger to the yellow flags either.
No, they've definitely hurt themselves with some critical penalties as well. And again, that one, DeLisa fooled the Ludlowe defense once again on the keeper, getting everybody to sell out to stop the handoff, and he took it down the field a good ways, but it's definitely a hold, and again, it goes from a first down to a 2nd and 4.
That is the 5th first down negated by a penalty by Wilton in this game. 2nd and 4, the end result, as they'll have to try it again. DeLisa again on the keeper, able to split through the men in the backfield, spins forward, and he crosses over the first down line to the 46-yard line as he will move the chains on the gain of 6.
Looked to me there like the Warriors pushed DeLisa after he was wrapped up over the line to gain.
Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's a 2-score game. The lead sits at 13. Sullivan did miss an extra point back in the second quarter. We'll see if that comes back and haunts the Warriors. But the Falcons will need to make a stop on defense first. Still a 2-by-2 set. DeLisa one more time on the quarterback keeper. He had the guard and tackle pull with him. Bounced off the original tackler, and stepping up into the hole there was Kyle Stott. Good job stopping him originally. Better job in pursuit by the rest of the Falcons defense.
Big collision there in the hole as Stott met DeLisa full steam, and we had a couple of hats meeting, and another big pickup from DeLisa.
It appears the Warriors are content staying in the gun and letting DeLisa run the football here. He's run 3 straight quarterback design runs, Mike.
Yeah, and he's having great success doing it.
Drops back to pass, trying to fire out to the hitch on the right side. Able to connect. Howell's there to wrap up Herman. It'll be just shy of the first down marker after a gain of about 5. It will be 3rd and half a yard. We'll see if they want to measure this. Nope, it's clear to the referees. They're going to mark it a first down.
Favorable spot for the Warriors there, it seemed.
Now 1st and 10, just about 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Cold and windy night from Fairfield Ludlowe High School, where we are playing our fan game. After allowing the fans to vote where we would be this weekend, and we have enjoyed every moment here at Ludlowe from the start of tailgate as this one, the quarterback draw. Up the gut. Unable to wrap up and make the tackle there was Owen Atkins, the senior D lineman.
That time, he was without the benefit of the fake. The Ludlowe defense sniffed that one out pretty quickly.
Our first trip to Ludlowe here for FCAC football. We've had ourselves a good one to this point. Wilton slowing down the pace a little bit right now in the third quarter. A 2nd and 6 approaching for the Warriors. Trips at the top of your screen. And it's a quarterback keeper one more time as DeLisa fights his way up over the 30-yard line down to the 28. He's got a first down. Kevin, the tackling appears to be an issue again as the Falcons cannot stop the quarterback run.
DeLisa is doing an awesome job out of the pocket, just gaining good chunky yards for the Warriors. For Ludlowe, the tackling, again, just been an issue so far today, and the coaching staff has been trying to get their players to try and tackle the ball and move them back rather than leaning them forward, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. As their first down play coming up here. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. DeLisa this time gives to Litton, splits through the middle, shakes to his right, now being hunted down from behind. Bounces one man all the way back towards the goal line, but he's finally wrapped up and wrestled down at the 5-yard line.
Fresh legs there for Litton with DeLisa doing the heavy lifting, running the ball. He comes in and rockets down to set up the first and goal.
DeLisa had plenty of success, but finally Litton able to break one through. So he went right up the heart of the defense. Crossing over the 5, 1st and goal now from the 4-yard line. 23 seconds in the quarter as Wilton looks to make this a 3-score game again. Double tight with an extra wing. Harvey inside, upended right away. He falls forward for about a yard.
It's a nice hit by Owen Atkins there in the middle. The big defensive lineman came up and undercut him to prevent the touchdown.
That'll bring us down to the end of the third quarter. Ludlowe wins the third quarter by a score of 7-0, but the Warriors are knocking on the door to make it 3 scores again. We'll step aside and be right back with the fourth quarter of action right here on the HAN Network.
I'm a filthy rich executive. I hear the market's down 1,000,000 points. I freak out. I spill my large espresso. The searing pain makes me slam on the brakes. Uh-oh, your fault. And your cut rate insurance may not cover my $90,000 car, so I sue you because that's what I do. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Visit your local Allstate agent, Nick Montanero, at 6528 Main Street in Trumbull for a personalized quote.
We're back here on the HA Network. Fourth quarter set to kick off. The Warriors lead 20-7, but they're looking for more down at the 3-yard line. DeLisa under center. Play action fake. Rolling out to the right. Being chased down. Looking for help. Dives for the goal line. Touchdown, Warriors. His third rushing touchdown of the night. And there is a player down on the field. It looks as though it is DeLisa. Tough to tell from here.
He took a jarring hit on the right side there, scrambling for the goal line.
Could be a cramp as they're getting stretched out. Doesn't look to be too serious at the moment. But DeLisa's third rushing touchdown makes this a 3-score game again. And while we've got a moment, let's take a look at some out-of-town scores here. Trumbull and Trinity are tied at 7. That one being played up at Trumbull with 9:54 left in the third quarter. Up out of the, from a former FCAC player playing in the Ivy League now. That's New Canaan's Alex LaPolice of Harvard, who's made 5 catches in the first half. This one via Dave Rudin in the Rudin Report on Twitter. Stanford and McMahon are at the half. Stanford on top, 7-6 in that one. Greenwich has defeated Central by a final score of 49-22. We've also got Ridgefield with a huge halftime lead, 37-0 over Norwalk in a battle of 2-1 schools. As we have got players still being tended to down there on the field. Of course, those are the other games in action tonight. We'll have 2 more games being played in the FCAC tomorrow. That's New Canaan playing West Hill, and Darien travels out of the conference. They'll battle Norwich Free Academy. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman. He's on the sideline. Kevin, any news on what's going on down there?
No news yet, Frank. It might be just a calf cramp is what I keep hearing, but when I get more information, I'll report back up to you guys.
Kevin, what is the mood of the sideline for the Falcons right now? Like, they score that touchdown, finally on the board, cut it to 2 scores, and quickly surrender another backbreaking Wilton drive.
It was backbreaking. That's a good word to use, Frank, for this sideline. It was actually really pumped up. I give credit to Javon. The running back, he's on the offensive side, and he was getting everyone pumped up on the sideline. He got even me pumped up. I know I'm not on the team. But anyway, the coaching staff, all the players, they're just trying to keep everyone up, ready, excited, even though they're down by, now it's 26-7, but they're just trying to get everyone to stay positive, and that's a big thing. And I think, they need to get some stops on defense. That's the first thing, and the coaching staff keeps reminding these guys, need to tackle better. That's the key word so far down here, Frank.
Good to see DeLisa able to get up and walk off under his own power. Sullivan's kick was good. Kevin, thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the HN Network. It is 27-7 Wilton here in the fourth quarter from Ludlowe High School.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. New Canaan is 6 minutes down the road. New Canaan's a beautiful little town to walk around. I work in Westport. My commute is 20 minutes. It's close to Westchester where my family is, so the location is ideal. There is no other townhome that compares in the area. This is where I want to be.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
It's a low squib kick to get this one kicked back off. Sullivan to Howell, who fields, had a seam up the middle, now bouncing to the outside, and finally brought down by a couple of white shirts as the Warriors converge. Howell has been dangerous every time he touches the rock. There is a bright future for this young man in a Falcons jersey, Mike.
Yeah, if I'm the Ludlowe coaching staff, I'm getting him the ball any way I can. He makes things happen.
So 11:47 to play. It is a 20-point lead for Wilton. Piassi is in the backfield. Parisi joining Evans as they give to Parisi on the left side. Stiff arm once, twice, and finally wrestled down up around the 43-yard line after a gain of 5.
Gotta love the physical run there from the 5'10", 220-pound running back Parisi. Throwing a little stiff arm out there.
Great start to the drive on first down. As Evans, plenty of time in the pocket. Now throws to the right side looking for Howell. And he sails it well over his intended receiver. We could hear the coaching staff in the booth next door to us, Mike. He had a man on a wheel open.
Yeah, it's a big miss there. It could have been a nice chunk yardage play down the field. But again, Evans didn't see it, and it's an incomplete pass. And now they're facing a 3rd and 5.
Third and 5 coming up. Ball on the 44. Quickly looking to the left. Hot pass. Catching the slant and making the play for the first down right there.
Ethan Berry getting his first reception of the game. And it's good for a first.
Big first catch there for Berry. Big conversion for the Eagles. They cross over the 50, 1st and 10 from the 49. Evans drop back, looks left, pumps once, now flings one out to the left side. Beasley in the flat. That's a name we have not heard in a while. Kevin, are you surprised we have not seen Beasley used more often in this second half? We'll go back down to Kevin Coleman in a minute. It appears we've got our wires crossed at the moment. It's a gain of 7, though. 2nd and 3 coming up from the 42. Evans dropping back, looking to his right, flushed out of the pocket. Now he's got to run left. Gets rid of it, and he finds a man on the sideline. That one's Cudsey, and he's got about 10, maybe 15, and it's good enough for a first down at the 24-yard line. Kevin Coleman, we'll go down to you. We heard Beasley on that last play. That's a name we haven't heard in quite some time.
Yeah, I think that, it's credit to the Warriors defense. They've done a nice job of shutting Beasley down so far this afternoon, guys.
But again, Ludlowe committed to the passing game right now and having success. 1st and 10 at the 24. 2-by-2 set, Beasley to the right. Evans drops back. Plenty of time. Looking over the middle, that one sails over the head of Cudsey as he tried to force one into double coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
On the previous play, it was a nice job by Evans keeping that play alive along the boundary and finding Cudsey in a tight spot there. Put it in the window.
Again, don't forget you are able to view this game in its entirety in the on-demand section at HAN.network. If you want to read up about either of these teams or about this game, you can go to wiltonbulletin.com or fairfield-sun.com for more coverage. All partners with the HAN.network, along with Pamby Motors of Ridgefield Allstate Insurance in Trumbull, and Laurel Ridge Townhomes, just to name a few of the great companies working together with the HAN network. Encroachment has been called on the defense here. It will be a 5-yard penalty. And, of course, earlier today on FCAC Tailgate, we announced the winners for our Week 2 Athletes of the Week, presented by Runner's Roost. Our leading vote getter for all 8 athletes was Maggie O'Gorman of the Greenwich Field Hockey Team. And in the male, it was Anthony Oliveros from Stanford Boys Soccer. Those are your 2 winners for Week 2. As this one going up top for Howell, and it's intercepted. Field in the end zone and running it out. Looking to work down the left sideline, cuts back inside. Finally tripped up and brought down was Christopher Hizzy.
Evans just put a little too much air underneath that one. And Hizzy, he had a big size advantage on Howell. He went up there and got it.
Evans had to get rid of it quickly with the pressure coming. Howell unable to block out Hizzy. And it is now first down following the second interception thrown by the Falcons. Quickly again on our Athlete of the Week winners. Congratulations to Anthony and Maggie. Make sure you tune into Nutmeg Sports on Monday at 2 o'clock where we will announce our Week 3 nominees. Hey, if you've got an idea for a nominee, why don't you tweet at us at Nutmeg Sports or at HAN.network and let us know who you think should be nominated for the Athlete of the Week presented by Runner's Roost. The give inside, it's Harvey Alexander fighting his way forward to the 30-yard line for a gain of about 2. Kevin, that's a bit of a deal breaker right now, seeing Evans throw up the interception.
Yeah, he's frustrated on the and Frank, not happy, talking with the coaching staff. You know, he gave it a shot into the end zone. It's all you can really ask for, as Coach Kamara said. You know, he gave it a shot. But again, frustration here on the Fairfield Ludlowe sideline.
Really shocking, Mike, to see them take that big shot down the field after they'd been working that slant game so well for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the outside the numbers throws were something they were working Evans with. But again, they had single coverage on the outside, and they took a shot, but it backfired.
Under 9:30 to play. Wilton very patient in the gun as we've got a backup quarterback into the game throwing his first pass there as it was dropped along the sideline. But that's Brian Calabrese who stepped in and working under center now for the Warriors. It appears Delisa is still a little shaken up following his 3rd touchdown of the night. But the incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 6. Mike, is this a must-stop for the Falcons right now, trailing by 3 scores with 9:15 left to play?
Yeah, the defense has got to get off the field here, no question.
You've got a backup quarterback in the game. 2 receivers at your right, a wing along with him, a tight end at the bottom. Harvey Alexander, the fullback in the backfield. Fake to him. Rolling to the right. Looking downfield, Calabrese throws back across his body. Herman makes himself available, and he's got enough for the first down. Credit Calabrese extending the play with his feet. Herman does well to get open, and the 2 hook up for 10 yards.
Nice catch by Herman there. It was a knuckleball that Calabrese let go of there that couldn't have been super easy to catch. But again, Wilton Warriors coaching staff not afraid to have their backup quarterback come into the game guns blazing.
It'll be 1st and 10 now. 8:45 to play. Calabrese inside to Alexander, who works his way through the interior of that Fairfield Ludlowe defense and does well to pick up 7 yards on first down. Alexander is yet to score tonight, but he has been the focal point of this Warriors offense. They have just rode him all night long. Right up the middle on those fullback dives, Mike.
Yeah, he's been the key man on both sides of the ball for the Warriors, offensively and defensively. Big interceptions, some nice runs up the middle. He's been, the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak.
As we've got 2nd and 3 coming up here. The give this time to Litton. He fights his way forward, and he's got enough for a first down, but he'll be just shy of the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 49. We've got an out-of-town update. Trinity Catholic's Frank Alfano has just caught a 69-yard touchdown pass. Crusaders went for 2. They now lead 14-6 with 4:56 left in the 3rd. And while we were saying that, Trumbull has responded. It is now a 14-14 game between the Eagles and Crusaders. 1st and 10 for Wilton, though, here at Ludlow, with 7.5 left to play in a 20-point game. Good defense there by the Falcons. Making the stop on the play was Nazar Sackley.
Clock is a definite enemy here for Ludlow.
Something to keep an eye on is how Ludlow will have to use their timeouts should we get to that point. We'll make sure that Kevin Coleman is keeping an eye out for that one down there. But Kevin Wilton, more than content to take all 25 seconds of this play clock up right now.
I think we're going to see that. We've seen in the past 2 possessions where they're starting to melt the clock a little bit, and the Fairfield Ludlow coaching staff even made some mumbles on that as well. I'm standing right by them on the sideline. I could hear the dialogue between the 2 coaching staff, so that's what's going on down here, Frank.
And again, they go to Alexander up the middle, Kevin, and he fights his way forward for 12 yards. Good enough for a first down. Slow to get up behind the play, though, was Owen Atkins, but he now makes his way back to the huddle before being spelled on this one. Mike, again, if Alexander's going to pick up 7-8 yards per carry, Ludlow doesn't have much of a chance of getting off the field soon.
No, and this is Wilton's game here, salting the clock away. I mean, they set themselves up for success to be in this position. And, I mean, there's no reason for them to go to the air with a backup quarterback in the game, although he's shown the capability to complete some passes for sure. But, again, they're going to huddle up. They're going to take time off the clock, and they're going to work it down as far as it can go.
Again, it's Calabrese, the backup quarterback, who's in under center right now, as DeLisa had to leave the game after that 3rd touchdown run. Came up with what we thought might be a calf cramp. Still unsure of the definition of that injury. As a delay of game here taken by the Warriors will be 1st and 15 with 6:04 left to play. I don't think that Coach Cunningham is too upset with that delay of game, though, Mike.
No, but they tried to chew up a little too much clock there, a little more than was allotted for them at that point in time.
So under center, as bouncing to the outside is Litton, and he makes his way all the way down the sideline.
And again, if you're Ludlow, it's just too many times trying to arm tackle Litton, a guy who's not going to go down on a clothesline.
So a huge run from Litton. 5:35 to play. It'll be 2nd down and 1 following the 14-yard gain.
It's not under 2 minutes. Really?
2nd and 1. 2 backs, 1 tight end in the game. They go to Alexander up the middle, takes the handoff on the right, cuts back left, working his way all the way down to the 22-yard line. Credit the effort, though, of this Ludlow defense trying to get some strips in there. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman. We're under 5 minutes now, Kevin. What does Ludlow have to do?
I actually have an injury update down here on the Ludlow bench. Owen Atkins, number 66, on the offensive line, and he plays defensive line. He came out with what appears to be a dislocated shoulder. The training staff was working on it. He was in a lot of pain. I don't know. We'll see what's the status of his update. I don't know when he's going to come back into this game, Frank.
Thanks for that, Kevin. As we get lined up now for the next 1st and 10 play. And keeping on the play is Calabrese. We've got flags come flying in there.
That's a tough injury for Atkins there. He's been very active on both sides of the ball for the Falcons tonight. They hate to lose a senior like that.
And we can actually see Alexander has checked back into the game. He's holding that right arm close up against his body, trying to keep it in the most tucked away position and stable position possible. But a big penalty here against Wilton. We'll back it up 7 yards. We'll see 1st and 17 coming up.
That might be the quickest recovery from a potential shoulder dislocation, maybe in recorded time there.
To hear what he And on the sideline here, I was right next to him. He was in a lot of pain, so I give him credit. There and playing.
No question.
Fourth quarter of a huge game, and Ludlowe trying to find a way to get that first win. Calabrese on the option keeper splits it up to the next level, and he's going to be just shy of that first down. But another huge blow against this Falcons defense after they're forcing Wilton back with the penalty.
You can see Atkins is really favoring that shoulder there. He's got the arm tucked in, like you said, almost like he has an invisible sling on. And if I'm the coaching staff, I got to think about maybe taking him off here.
2nd and 1 coming up. Called a long 2. Under center with a wing and a tight end at the top of your screen. They go inside to Alexander. Fights his way forward, splitting through defenders, reaching for the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors! Alexander's finally on the board. He converts from 18 yards out. And it is 33-7 in favor of Wilton.
Again, they ran right at the injured Falcon there, right through Atkins' gap, and it was Alexander, who's done a lot of the heavy lifting there tonight, finally gets his touchdown to show for it.
Sullivan on to attempt the extra point. Low snap, good job on the hold. The kick is up and good. It is 34-7 with 3:34 to play. Let's step aside quickly. We'll be right back on the HAN Network.
This is now 44 years I've been in this business. Digital came along. After I was in business for about 6 years, I had to totally reinvent the business. So I had to make a tremendous investment in my business. And Milford Bank was there for me. I don't really just consider Milford Bank a bank. I consider them a trusted partner in my business. My name is Jim Wilson, owner of Milford Photo. I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to the HAN Network. Frank Renito, Mike Suppy up in the press box. Kevin Coleman's down on the sidelines. It's been that first real feel of football weather here tonight, Mike, and we've seen some old-fashioned football in this game here with Wilton just dominating the ground game, pounding it all night long.
Yeah, nothing fancy to what they're doing. It's power I, fullbacks, running backs, and a little bit of option mixed in, and it's working great for them right now.
They lost their quarterback not too long ago, Matt DeLisa. He had 3 rushing touchdowns on the night. Litton, the junior running back, Will Litton, has got 1 touchdown himself, and Harvey Alexander, the junior fullback, finally getting onto the board as well. He picked up a touchdown on that last drive. The lone touchdown for the Falcons coming in the second quarter by the sophomore Brian Howell, who really has been impressive for most of tonight's game. 1st and 10, they go on the jet sweep as Ethan Berry is met immediately at the line of scrimmage.
A little miscommunication there by the Falcons lining up. Looked like a couple guys might have been in the wrong spot.
Gets a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up with just over 3 minutes left to play in this one. 2-by-2 set. Evans looking to his left, fires out that way. And unable to hold on to that one was Michael Logan.
First one Logan's been unable to hang on to tonight.
Had a huge third quarter on that scoring drive for the Falcons. That one just got in on him a little too quickly, and he's unable to make the catch. So 3rd and 9 coming up. 3 minutes left to play. And if Ludlow is going to have any kind of chance here, they'll need to convert right now. Evans flushed out of the pocket trying to find Beasley, and he does out in the flat. Escapes up to the next level, and he makes his way to the 28-yard line. Going to be just short. It will be 4th down. And Coach Camara is going to elect to use a timeout with 2:46 to go here. Let's go down to Kevin Coleman on the sideline. Kevin, In the end, it's going to look like Ludlowe just didn't have enough to come out on top in this one.
They didn't, but at the same time, I give them a lot of credit. On the sideline here, being with them the whole game, they were just so positive. I mean, it's pretty rare to see a team who's down 34-7 to be so positive and try and keep the morale up in terms of keeping their team up, morale with their teammates. Really cool to see. Good sportsmanship, too, down here. But, again, not enough to come back into this game, which is unfortunate because there were times where they looked really strong tonight, Frank.
It's a good point, Kevin. But, again, just Wilton winning the game in the trenches tonight as we get set for this fourth down play coming up. And we've also got a quick look out of town here. Trumbull has scored on an 8-yard touchdown pass from McElroy to Hoffman. With 17 seconds left in the third quarter, it's 21-14 there as Ludlowe getting ready to go for it on fourth down. The give inside to Parise. He is going to be met immediately at the line, and here comes a whole gang of Warriors to stop him short. With 2:40 left to play, Wilton will take over here. We've also got an update on McMahon and Stanford. McMahon, who's 0-3 on the year with a 12-7 lead currently. 5:53 left in the third quarter of that one as the Senators on top of the 2-1 Black Knights. Mike, we talked about the tackling issues, turnovers. Which one played a bigger factor in Ludlow's struggles tonight?
I think it was the tackling. Too many missed tackles, too many arm tackle attempts, and too much of DeLisa before he exited the game, and Alexander and Litton for the Falcons to be able to repel that all night.
It really was a three-headed monster in that Warriors backfield. Let's talk about Wilton a little bit here. They suffered the brutal loss against a very talented Staples team last week. Bounce back tonight, and they take care of business the way they're supposed to. They'll head on the road next, and they go to play St. Joe's in what should be a really good game of potentially 2 3-1 teams. What did you like about Wilton tonight?
Well, I like that smash mouth approach. It's not a way a lot of the teams in the FCAC play nowadays, and it's going to be a bit of a stylistic clash when they face St. Joe's, who's going to spread you out and throw on you every chance that they get.
Following a loss of 1, it'll be 2nd down and 11 here. They go on the counter play. Just getting off the handoff was Litton. As Calabrese was under pressure immediately and almost brought down before handing it off. In case you missed FCAC tailgate earlier on today, we had new commissioner of the FCAC, Dave Schulz, on with us to talk about the FCAC testimonial dinner coming up this Wednesday, October 5th. They'll be honoring Ralph King and Dave Kutzo, excuse me, AJ. I'm getting there. Ralph King and Dave Kutzo for their years of John Kuzzo for their years of service to the FCAC over 50 combined. For more information, check out that interview from FCAC Tailgate on Demand, or you can go to fcac.net as Ludlowe will use their final timeout here with 110 left to play. In this one, we will be off next weekend, Mike, the FCAC on a bye week. We get to take it with them. But when we get back, it'll be October 15th, and we will be right into that playoff crunch. We're going to have cross-country championships coming up. We've got a lot more soccer, volleyball, field hockey as they make their runs for the postseasons, and plenty more football to be seen here on the HAN network.
Yeah, maybe I'll be in the cart again for the FCAC championships with the Periscope, riding along on the course.
So 4th down and 10. Dropping back to pass. Calabrese rolling to his right. He's got to throw this one up. We got flags down, and he made the catch. Oh, what a play, young man. Well done there by Harrison Brandt. There is a flag down back around the 36-yard line. Looks like it might be an ineligible man downfield.
Referee's going to the caps, which is usually the dead giveaway for that.
And that is the call. 5-yard penalty. 34-7 the score. Warriors content with staying in the huddle for the moment. That'll be 4th down. Wilton's going to take a timeout here. With timeout has been taken by Wilton. Be 4th and 15 upcoming. As we are going to have a clock adjustment here. And they'll put 1 minute and 3 seconds up on the clock. They're going to put the clock to 35 seconds as we are fighting through these final minutes to stay on the same page here with the field.
I'm all crossed up now.
It's supposed to be 35 seconds, the referee's saying, guys.
And that is confirmed now with Kevin Coleman. We have got 35 seconds on the clock. As this one is up and away and rolling down and out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Clock is still showing the wrong time up top on the scoreboard.
Should be 18 seconds. You're rolling out of bounds. How could it go to 18? Because it was at 35 and you set it to 350. It should be 18. No, it's 34.3. No, it's not.
Across the board between the officials and the booth right now. But Mike, really it was just 8. As they're going to set this one down at the 5-yard line. It was a really an up and down game when you think about it. Such a quick first quarter. Mm-hmm. It was over by 7-17 real time.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened so fast. Both teams content with starting to run the ball the best they could. As here we get an ineligible substitution coming. And now this has taken what felt like an old school power football game back to the realities of a high school game here.
Yeah, you know, the pace of this last quarter would be on par with the 3-hour games that are typical nowadays.
If you had to pick a player of the game, who would you go with? As Evans is dropping back, looking for the slant, going up, making the catch. Cudsey climbing over the middle, and he's wrapped up. Brought down from behind.
Well, for the Warriors, my player of the game would be DeLisa. Hopefully he was okay after that leg injury he suffered on his 3rd touchdown run of the night. And for the Falcons, I think it's Howell for sure.
He was able to get up, walk off the field under his own power. Looked as though he was being stretched out for what might have been a cramp. Have to figure with the game never getting back really within range, that there was no pressure on Wilton to put him back in.
It's not a 2-point game. It's a 3. If it was 18, it can't get to 21.
So from the gun, 2-by-2 set, quick throw to the right side. Cutsey takes the screen, trying to work back to the middle. Follows his blockers upfield, looking to get over to the 1st down marker. Might have done that as they're stopping the clock here for a moment. And now down on the field is Evans, as that shoulders has appeared to fail him officially now with 8 seconds left to play in this one. We'll shortly find out who Kevin Coleman thinks the player of the game will be. He will have a Wilton Warrior join him on the sideline for a post-game interview. Throw to the right side. Cudsey makes the catch, looking to get out of bounds on the right sideline. And that will be the last play of the game. The final score in this one is going to be Wilton 34 and Ludlowe 7. Credit the Warriors on the big win and Ludlow's effort from start to finish in this one. Let's take a quick break here, but when we get back, Kevin Coleman will be joined by a special guest, and we will put a wrap on tonight's game.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking. To a partner that makes small businesses feel big. Where community comes first. Where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch. Where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver. Where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Players have access to soccer, lacrosse, football, baseball and softball, field hockey, rugby, basketball, volleyball, and social game facilities. InSports has also launched an early childhood development program, a daycare and pre-K program all rolled into one. Don't miss out on the fun. Find out more at insportscenters.com or call 203-268-1214. Like and follow us on Facebook.
We're back here on the HAN Network. We go now down to the field with Kevin Coleman, where he's joined with a couple of special guests. Kevin, take it away.
Thanks, Frank. I'm down here with Harvey Alexander and Coach Bruce Cunningham. Bruce, I'll start with you. Talk about the win today. You guys are now 3-1. What's the mindset now going into St. Joe's?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're going to take a week off, bye week, and work on some things that we've got to work on and get better. But, being able to rebound off of last week, I'm real proud of the way the guys played and the way they responded and how we kind of finished things off today.
And I'll ask you, talk about the offense today. What's been the chemistry like this year?
Well, we have a lot of people who've been playing together for a long time, so we all know what we're trying to do out there, and we all go out there and hit people as hard as we can. And we know that if we all try our hardest and we execute the plays, then we'll get it done.
Now, I know it wasn't raining today, but it was a little windy. Talk about the conditions on the field this afternoon or this evening.
Sure, they make a difference, but we can't let that bother us. We have to go out there and play a football game. So, sure, it was a little windy, a little rainy, but we still need to hold on to the ball and make sure that everything goes well.
And, Coach, I'll ask you, talk about your defense today. 7 points on the board for Fairfield Ludlowe. You got to be proud about that, right?
Yeah, once again, we got back to playing the way we played the first 2 weeks. And that's what's a big emphasis to get back. And, number one thing we always try to stress here is to stop the run first, and then we'll take care of everything after there. And we kept them out of the end zone. They had a little momentum going. The big thing was that drive that we answered that, and then we were able to keep it in check from there and make our adjustments.
And I think a lot of people want to know, what's the condition of your quarterback right now? How's Matt feeling?
Oh, he had a cramp. Yeah, he had a cramp, so he's okay. Yeah, thanks for asking.
You're welcome. He's all good. Now, before I let you go, what's the message? I'll start with you. What's the message to your teammates, especially after a win like this?
Well, there's a couple people who doubted us after the Staples game. We didn't really show up, and so we wanted to prove those people wrong, make sure that everyone knew that we are a hard-hitting team and that we can play well. And now we just have to move forward. We got a bye week next week. We got to run hard during the bye week. We got to still play well, and then look forward to St. Joe's, who's a very good team, and we got to bring our A game.
And, Coach, you're about to go over to your team. What are you going to say to them?
Well, I'm going to congratulate them, tell them how proud I am of the effort that they gave tonight. They received the message that we had been stressing all week about being physical up front and running the ball. And, listen, we never take a win for granted, but we're going to enjoy this.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to come talk with us, and congratulations on the win. Thank you. Frank, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Harvey and Coach Cunningham. Mike, final thoughts on this one for both sides?
Great job by Wilton. Like the coach said, bounced back from that loss last week to Staples, showed that they can be a contender in this league and on the state level. For Ludlowe, got to clean some more things up. You got to clean up the penalties, the missed tackles. And again, Wilton with DeLista being okay, just the cramp. I mean, that's couldn't have drawn it up any better for them tonight.
Wilton moves to 3-1 with the win. Ludlow falls to 0-4. Both teams will welcome the bye week and look to regroup and reset, getting ready for the second half of the FCX season. For Kevin Coleman down on the sideline, Mike Suppy standing next to me, AJ Simonowski, our director. I'm Frank Renito. The final score in this one, Wilton 34, Fairfield Ludlowe 7. Thanks again for tuning in. You can watch this game on demand at HAN Network right here on the HAN Network.